this is the Fallen and the Virtuous is a new quick play spell card that Branded got is getting released in the new structure deck that releases October 25th. And it's a very good card. So the Fallen and the Virtuous, you might be thinking, oh, it's not a branded card, but the first line of text is just like Quem. This card is always treated as a branded and Dogmatica card, and you can only activate one card with this name's with this name per turn, sure, whatever. Activate one of these effects. So it's also an activate, guys. So if it gets like omni negated, like if something negates the activation of this card, you can just use another copy, which is good to know. Some branded spells are like you can only use this effect once per turn, and if the activation of those get negated, you can't like reuse it. So the first effect that you can choose from using is send one monster that mentions Fallen the Valbaz from your extra deck to the graveyard, and then target one face-up card on the field and destroy it. This is the best effect. So I'm just gonna cut to the chase. This is the best effect. The next effect reads more broken, and the ceiling of the next effect is technically higher, which is a good thing. That means you have options. However, this is why you would run it, because it is your own in-engine Book of Eclipse, guys, that actually breaks a board because it affects face-up cards, so you can pop a face-up spell or trap. You could pop a Baguska, you could pop a Skill Drain, you could pop a Grave of the Ancient Organism, cards you would just normally lose to on the spot. While I was running Branded Dracotail, really was the Urgula access being so crazy, having an engine spell and trap card out. I always thought was a super like great aspect of Dracotail that helped fix some of Branded's issues, and now we just have it in the form of the Fallen and the Virtuous. Now, of course, you can't pop spell and trap cards that are face down, but if it is a floodgate, it's going to do what it needs to do. And a lot of the floodgates in the current meta are Baguska because of Luna Light and Ryzeal. So in whatever Mitsu having it for their Fuwa line, right? Like or in a grind game, like it's going to be very relevant for outing various floodgates. It outs a lot of cards that we just weren't aware of in the past or able to out in the past. And then also guys, I'm gonna read some chat, so let me know down below what you guys think about it. We're just gonna run through this card quick, and then we're gonna talk with chat, bring chat in, and then we will tease out the card a bit more. But I wanted to talk like the best part about this card also, or what arguably the best part about this card is that you can dodge Imperm on a Luber or something like that, or like Cartesia. So I mean, it doesn't matter on fucking Cartesia. You don't want to do on Cartesia. You don't want to do on Elbaz. You don't want. And you would ideally not want to do on Quem, but on things like Kit and Luber, or even Bestial Lubellion, right? Like, people love imperming this. So, if I go normal summon a Luber, a lot of the time, we just lose to imperm there. I played earlier today and lost, or last night, I lost the game 3 to imperm pass on a Luber, man. Like, that is a situation as a branded player you just cannot help sometimes with how much engine you run. This card is good going first and going second. This is a going second Branded in High Spirits. Now, Branded in High Spirits was already a going second board breaker. So you're like, why do we need more? Well, and you might be like, oh, you can only use it on your opponent's turn, but as I just explained, you can use it on your own turn to dodge Imperm and Baylor, so that's why it's also good going first and going second. It's on its face a board breaker that also extends you, right? Which is huge. For free. You get to just send a monster that mentions a Fallen the Valbaz from your extra deck to the graveyard and target one card on the field. By the way, guys, it sends for cost. I didn't even mention this in the original video because my boy Sam mentioned it. This card sends for cost. It's Mirror Jade in a spell and trap card, guys. Like, unfortunately it targets, but like, genuinely, this card, if it didn't target, it would have to lock you or something. It doesn't lock us. I'm fine with these trade-offs. So that's the most important part of the card. Second effect is basically a fucking Monster Reborn. Remember, this is a quick play searchable card in Branded. If you have a Clecia monster in your field or graveyard, target one monster in either graveyard. What's up, Sanctifier? On a spell or trap card. Special summon it to your field. Unfortunately, or fortunately, the community would have freaked. I think there would have been a collective freak out of all the non-branded players who would have, if this could summon to your opponent's field. Oh, this card would like have to lock you into branded cards or something. Like it would be way too generic, right? Like you could just start locking, but you can already use this to lock. I think this is a great thing to play around Called By, to play around Bystials, and to steal your opponent's Chaos Angel in the grind game and stuff like that. SP Little Knight Detonator, right? Like you can steal their generic boss monsters and just like you can it's a card that gives you a function that you never had before. However, that second effect is only relevant if we have Ecclesia in the graveyard or field. And guess what, guys? Ecclesia is usually in my hand because I'm recurring it from the graveyard. So that's why I'm saying the first effect is a lot better, but this second effect is certainly useful. And obviously the next question is, do we run Ecclesia now? I guess. That's just kind of where I'm at. Like, Ecclesia was never a bad card in Branded. So I feel like I can afford this bridge if it makes this spell better, right? On top of the fact that you have the Stigmata. Like, I do think that will come up. And obviously you can always use it as a discard fodder, right? And keep it in the graveyard. And that's usually the point of Cartesia. So let me read some chats now. Got you in my ear while I walked the dog. How's it going, HT Nash? What kind of dog you got? Oxum, I appreciate you being the first in the chat. Really do. You're always the GOAT. Lester Halley, could I pre-order the EU structure deck to ship to the US? No clue. I would assume tier 0 games, if I had to guess. I think Nadir Servant might be the goo right now. I think this card makes me never want to run Nadir Servant again. I saw some people being like, this card makes me want to do Nadir Servant. Like, I guess maybe, arguably, Nadir Servant's a little better than Fusion Duplication, perhaps, if you run this package, but I'm gonna be real, guys. Like, this card is a Nadir Servant board breaker that doesn't lock you, right? Like, this card's, like, way better than Nadir, in my opinion. And I'm not sure if it, like, it could just be ran on its own. I'm honestly at the point, guys, where I might just be running 3 copies of this. We're going to test 3 copies and just see how it is and just, like, play through hand traps and see how good it is. How good it makes the hands going first and going second. Because at the end of the day, even if I don't get impermed and I go first with this card, I can just pop my fucking Lubellion, right? Like, or pop my Grand Guignol, right? Like, this card, the Fallen and the Virtuous will always be live. And if you have Ecclesia in the graveyard, remember that Secretarion Dragon you were having to run? Well, now you don't even have to run it because you have the Fallen and the Virtuous to be your own fucking Secretarion Dragon, right? Like, I mean, Secretarion Dragon also spins back a card, but you're running Stigmata the Devouring Dragon to spin back your cards if you're running this card. So I do think that these cards are broken. Like, they want you to run Ecclesia, but they're broken. Like, Stigmata gets better because now you have a reason to run Ecclesia, and Stigmata becomes a Towers 3500, and if Stigmata has the chance to be a Towers, its ceiling goes up, right? Like, I don't think the Towers is why you run it, but you're gonna be happy that it's a Towers because there's gonna be some decks that just can't out it, right? I don't know. It's not the best Towers because they can just remove the Ecclesia, but I would 100% buy it because there's a Thrust reprint. That's true too. I hope it gets the Starlight. Gotta take it back. Now I've had time to think it through. It's actually really solid. Says high five is nice. Helps address a lot of the breaking issues if you haven't. Exactly. I don't know if you were one of the people in the chat, in one of the comments in the video before, but I appreciate the, I think like to be fair, like I am not free of making impulse takes on branded cards and calling and hating on something like before I actually sink my teeth into it, because I think like Devouring Dragon, I still think my initial reaction's pretty solid on this. Like, I think this is a card that we will probably run because it serves a function no other card does, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be core to our game plan. But now it becomes just way better. Because the Ecclesia, and also at the end of the day, the more I think about it, like pure branded, having this kind of insane grind game is nuts given like the factors you have, like that, like the assets you have in this deck. But yeah, no, like I was wrong about this. I also was wrong about Dogmatica Chaplain. Like, that card's broken, guys. Like, what? Like, this card's absolutely nuts. So we should test with Chaplain, I guess, because this card is actually pretty good. So this is a card we barely talked about, but this is a V-Jump promo, so we might not get this for genuinely a year. But if this card is in the hand and a special summon monster from the extra deck is on the field, either field, you can special summon this card, and then if this card is special summoned from the hand, you can make each player send one monster from their extra deck to the graveyard, and then if this card is sent to the graveyard by any means, you can target one Dogmatica card from your graveyard except for Chaplain added to your hand. So you can actually target this card, the Virtuous. So I think this card is actually going to be worth it as the one of, because once again, and I actually hated on this card, but honestly, like looking at more, like I saw Nets run 3 of them, who's like one of the most prolific toppers in the OCG with Branded. He ran 3 of these. I'm not sure if he's going to continue to run 3 of these because this was like in his latest build. Maybe we can check out his Twitter to see if he's like continued to run it, but he was running 3 of these things. Like, this is a free big body that gets you, that's effectively Nadir, and then also if it's fused off by any means or sent to the graveyard by any means, right, like you tribute it off for Saranir to that, like for whatever reason, like you could just like, you know, do your thing. Also, geez, I hate this AI webcam. Never get an AI webcam, like genuinely never get an AI webcam. Just, I'll tell you guys now that like AI sucks. Even though, yeah. I think I have to just, like, close it. But yeah, no, what do you guys think of that card? Let me, read some... It's not even letting me, close it now. Okay, whatever. When is the structured... I already said that. Yo, Mercury is so tiny from the anime. Yeah, we're gonna watch that in a little bit. Miss Rax hates Branded. She's new to Yu-Gi-Oh. She's completely playing. She's playing. Who is Miss Rax? Branded best deck brother. Also, thanks whoever picked up the spreadsheet on my website. I do appreciate that. I'll approve you in a second. But yeah, guys, I do have a Branded spreadsheet and Draco Tail spreadsheet that will be updated with some new combos. But I always provide a free combo guide for my channel for the most important combos. Just a good way to support the channel. Draco, odds they ever ban Sanctifier because of the locks? I mean, eventually. I think they will eventually. It's just a matter of when. Like, and if Branded never really does anything, like, past, like if Branded doesn't win a YCS, they might not ban it, kind of thing. Branded Life, I think the new spell could be a 3 of, especially since it helps yeah, I agree. Like, I actually think, like, you would never... Like, you ran 3 Book of Eclipse. Why would you not run 3 of this card? Dude, other decks can run this card, right? It's generic. It doesn't lock you, and you can just send, like, whatever. Like, I mean, obviously, like, it benefits Branded because it has to mention Fallen The Virtuous, but I'm sure there's, like, you know, like, Branded Draco Talon, any variety could run this. Don't pop my skill drain, says Liquid Rax. I got you, dude. To be honest, Lulu might be somewhat viable since both this card and the new fusion really love Ecclesia, which Lulu does offer. What does Lulu do again? Like, does it get you to a Dogmatica? You can special summon 1 light spellcaster. Okay, well, I mean, basically. I'm not sure if I would run this, but yeah, this is pretty solid, right? Like, maybe it would be worth it, just, but I don't know. No, Ecclesia. We're running Ecclesia. Yeah, that was a bit before. Dogmatica, Ecclesia, maybe. That isn't mandatory. We just hope Konami stops being and fixes the incredible Ecclesia text. This is supposed to be mandatory? What do you mean incredible Ecclesia is supposed to be mandatory? The regular one? How is this supposed to be mandatory? Like the end phase effect? Thanks for the giveaway stuff too. Love the Alubra. I'm glad you got them finally, Uxum. That's crazy. It took a while. Just saw pack try out Branded Draco. Yeah, we might check that out later. What does Stigmata do? So this is the other piece of Branded support. While an Ecclesia monster is on the field or graveyard, this card gains 500 and also is unaffected by other card effects. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card special summoned by any means, you can shuffle up to 2 cards from any graveyard or banishment to the deck. So you can finally spin back your banished cards very easily, and you can also interrupt things in your opponent's graveyard, like an Inclusion or Smiger, which you couldn't previously really interact with, which I feel like is pretty solid, all things considered. And then during the end phase, it's basically Briggerand. If this card is in the graveyard, because it was sent that turn, you can add 1 Dogmatica or Tri-Brigade card from your deck to your hand, and that means you could also add the new chaplain. You could add Ecclesia, which is pretty solid, and then you could also add the new Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis, which I don't think is probably worth it. I mean, because you could search this off of Stigmata and then special summon it, and then if this card is special summon, you can set one Dogmatica trap and it can be activated this turn while your opponent controls an Xyz with 2,500 or more attack. So like, you could actually low-key just like play a Dogmatica Punishment now. So like, these are all things like you can consider. I don't think like the regular Dogmatica Ecclesia is what you want to do, but I like mentioned this on my video earlier for those interested, but I do think there's like a world where you can run a 40 card branded build, and holy shit, we have 80 people in here. What's up, everybody? There is a world where we could run like a 40 card branded build with like 3 Nadir, 3 Dogmatica Punishment, like 3 Albaz, and like the Dogmatica Ecclesia, and then just like hand traps, and you're playing basically branded control. It's gonna be like a lot more like low to the ground, and I'm actually kind of interested in making something like that, because like you need the hand traps to play through the Dogmatica Punishment kind of thing. Like elsewise, like I don't think the punishment's worth it in our build. However, like this could be a good like, you know, thing to side possibly, and also I don't love the Lulu because it doesn't work with this too. But like obviously we probably aren't running it either way. I just think Stigmata, like, we don't need to run it, but I also think there are so many matchups in the game where, like, the graveyard, like, so many times where I'm against, like, Crystron or, like, a Fire-Water deck, I just can't bestial their graveyard. It just comes up. Obviously, you have, like, Philia Regis, but Philia Regis is a lot more, requires so much more. And this is on special summon, so you can actually just, like, loop this with Sanctifier and just like constantly recur things and never, and this is so like ignorant in terms of like you can target any banish, even face down banish. So against like best or Kestia cards, you no longer auto, like if they like, you know, get rid of a certain card like Branded Fusion or the Lost. Branded Fusion is that too, so it doesn't really matter in that respect, but like it's really ignorant in the fact that you can do anything, and it doesn't target, it just shuffles. So yeah, non-target shuffle from any graveyard banishment is actually super broken in theory. On top of it, like it can just get you a Tri-Brigade, it can get you a Dogmatica, which is good like follow-up, it can get you a Mercurier, so like it's not even a bad send off of, it's a beast, so like the only thing you can really, you can't really, it would only be kit, you would never high spirits kit for this. But Dogmatica Chaplain, yeah, Dogmatica Chaplain is pretty good. We do have it in here right now. I do think this card's very, very solid, honestly. So we're going to be running it. I don't know if it's a 3 of. Like, I really don't think it's a 3 of. But I think it's like a good 1 of that we could consider. Obviously, so like, we're here with the Fallen The Virtuous, though. We're going to... So overall, I think this card's like kind of like an 8 or 9 out of 10. It really does like solve a lot of issues for Branded. What do you guys think of it? Honestly, I'd rather they ban all the floodgates and leave Sanctifier alone on Banned Expulsion so we can use them for summon. I mean, yeah, I would prefer to keep Sanctifier. But I think there's, like, you could just go Christia, right? And you can actually Christia with the Fallen and Virtuous, right? This card can Christia lock. Like, you can do lines with Branded Fusion now for 2-card combo with Christia lock like you could before, but you don't even have to go through Grand Guignol this time. My wife. Summon off of Titanclad, right? That's the thing, too. Titanclad can summon a Dogmatica, right? So that's pretty solid off of Chaplain. But this needs to be special summoned from the hand. So if this card is special summoned from the hand. That's why I don't love Fleur-de-Lis either, because if this is also from the hand. I just think this is like a solid extender. But also, now that we have this, there might be no reason to run this, frankly. Like, maybe I'll just, like, run it as a 1 of, but, like, yeah. And then I'm gonna take out the Fulos for right now. So, like, I think we can run not... So, like, let's just say we remove one part of our board breaking strategy. So, the Fulos is gone. Sure, like, I think Fulos being... I think Peruli is better anyway right now, but I think the Fallen and the Virtuous can take up 3 of your previous board breaker slots, like I was alluding to before with, like, Book of Eclipse. And because I like why would you, okay, so we ran Book of Eclipse at 3 before. why would we not run this card at 3, right? Like, this card is just better Book of Eclipse on some level, because you get to... Okay, you might be like, it's not as much board breaking. Yes, it is. You get to pop a card, which removes a card they don't get to draw, and then you also send a Titanclad in the graveyard, or a Stigmata, and then... Or not Stigmata, just the Titanclad, and then... Or I guess it could be Stigmata, but, like, Titanclad is better, because then you can summon the Albaz in the end phase, and then break their board in the end phase, which is a concept a lot of newer branded players don't really tend to get at the beginning, because it's not like... You play a lot in your end phase, like... Your ceiling goes up when you do more stuff in your end phase, because your opponent really can't interact with you there with very much. And a lot of your effects happen in end phase, so, like, you know, the fact, like, I always called, like, people were like, I even saw people post on the Facebook group, like, when I made that when I made a few deck profiles where we were talking about Branded High Spirits as a board breaker, which it is, because you go Branded High Spirits, reveal Albaz, and Titanclad, and then you search a kit, which gets you to a Lost, or a Branded Fusion, or a White, something to force the board. And then also during the end phase, you get the Titanclad in the graveyard, which then summons an Albaz and further breaks the board, right? By the time you're at the end phase, your opponent's board's gonna probably be pretty softened up for an Albaz just to sweep through and make a free Mirror Jade, right? So that's what I really do like about that. Yeah, guys, we're also going to be giving away an Ultimate Rare Branded Fusion if we end up hitting 30 members this month. So make sure you use your Twitch Prime and all that fun stuff if you want to get in on the free giveaways. or just click the join button on YouTube. So, yeah, let's see. Also, if we could get to 50 likes, I'd very much appreciate it on the video. We do have 80 of you beautiful people in the chat. We're going to start testing here soon. I just want to get to 50. Also, the more I think about, like, Branded White just gets worse with Virtue, because this card's also insane because it's an incredible set. It's just like an insane card to set, like, in a grind game, right? Like, send one monster that mentions Fallen Albaz, then target one. So you could just so, like, before, guys, we only had Branded and Red and, like, maybe a Banishment in the grind game. Now I could just keep setting this card as a 3 of. Like, I'll never run out of things to set, right? And if I have Stigmata, I'm constantly spinning back the Albions, right? Or, like, even the Alba Lenatus. So, yeah, guys, I don't know. Like, maybe we should put Alba Lenatus in here, too. Because Alba Lenatus, I feel like, just, like, goes very well with this card. I'm just gonna cut the Chaplain for right now. I mean, we could... Here, I'll just run the Chaplain over the Magnuma, because Magnuma, it's really just, like, a format-dependent card. Ido lock, I'm good on that. Hoping Master Duel brings back the Despia bundle they had in July and the All Arts. I missed them by a day. I didn't know that was a thing until I picked it back up. That's unfortunate. I'm sure they're gonna do like an Albaz, like, little guy soon. Main Droll instead of Fua versus K9. Yeah, I mean, Droll's pretty good too. What's up, Meta? Have to try the new spell. Might be. I just tuned into stream, bro. Maybe we'll receive the support in Master Duel earlier, like the Blue Eye Structure deck. Maybe. I could see that when it releases in TCG, it just releasing on Master Duel to buff Branded. Yeah, I think Master Duel is better for like the next month, but I feel like the Branded game plan gets a lot more grindy starting when the support comes out. CGG might be better. I mean, we do have 2 Branded Fusion, but you guys have Verte, but like best of 1 is really tough with Malice being the best deck. Does this put Branded over Branded Draco, or do you think you see a world where both is ran? Yeah, I could see where both is ran, but I think this card really does want you to run the pure version if you're running like 3 of them, because you have like the ammunition to keep sending, right? That's like the whole thing. Like in regular Draco Tail Branded, I don't think I would run this card at 3. I'd run it at 1 for sure, I think, but you need like the ammo to keep spitting your cards right out, essentially. Maybe I could take out the Stapelia, but just do double Mirror Jade, because I still believe in double Mirror Jade loop. I think like with this kind of build we're really liking that. So we're gonna do some test hands, guys. I give an 8.5, says Liquid Rax. Why stronger than Branded Draco? I mean, I kind of just explained it, but like, because you have more sons, right? Like Branded Draco, you have an extra deck full of Draco Tile cards between the Altharion and Urgula if you're running it. Or Gulamel, rather. In this build, I have, like, I'm gonna need sons for Fallen the Virtuous. And also, look at these test hands, by the way, with Fallen the Virtuous. Guarantee they're broken. Like, I haven't even done a single test hand. I guarantee they're fucking nuts. So, Fallen the Virtuous in this hand. Fallen the Virtuous. Great. I board break. I go Fallen the... So, I can go normal summon Aluber. They chain Imperm. I chain Fallen the Virtuous. Dodge Imperm, pop their card, send Titanclad to the graveyard, which gets me Albaz in the end phase. And then I can get Branded Loss. Branded Loss forces another interaction that they have to loop with. And if I have Albion, by the way, I just send Retribution, loop the Branded Loss. So, like, if I didn't have 2 normals in hand, this hand... I'm just playing with 3 cards right now. And in the 3 cards are Branded Fusion, this card, and this. This is, like, insane 3 card. Like, these are the 3 cards I think you will always want to see. Aluber, Fallen Virtuous, Branded Fusion. If you can see these 3... Like, I think you break basically every board with these 3 cards, plus, like... 2 other usable cards, right? Which is why I love this card, because it really does help Branded get there. Did this thing just zoom in on me? No grass. No, we've been on a consistency arc here. We're trying to stay consistent on the deck and not brick, especially with 2 Branded Fusion. Now we're gonna have the ability to obviously, you know, open Branded Fusion more often. I think your hands just get way more insane, as you see. You know, as you will see from all the from the test hands we're about to do. I think you guys will see that just opening Branded Fusion is far more strong. I think anyone who's played Branded for a while will just know the difference in card quality between the hands that you open Branded Fusion and the hands that you don't. Here, I'm gonna just make a Twitter tweet. Sorry, an X tweet. Streaming myself, testing the new Branded support. Cool, cool, cool. We're getting this done. So the point of Chaplain is it's an extender. This card's Nadir Servant in a big ass body. And it also, when it's sent to the graveyard by any means, I can crash it, I can fuse it off with the Cartesia. I get back a Dogmatica card. What's a Dogmatica card? The Fallen and the Virtuous. Wham. Like, what? No, I get it. Like if you, that was probably a genuine question. I don't mean to be a dick about it. I don't mean to be like what? That was bratty. What's the point of Chaplain? Yeah, no. There's a lot of people asking about Chaplain. It's just that we just explained Chaplain, so I realize I have to re-explain for people because we are also... I understand, but I do think this card, like, so Chaplain is just like a great card to have because you can search it off of Stigmata, and you could, this is just like an insane crackback. Like, you get everything you need. Like, you can get your Fallen and the Virtuous back on the crackback. It's also just like, once again, going first. If you have, like, if you go into Mirror Jade, you have your Aluber 1-card combo. Okay, you can summon this guy and then just gets your Titanclad, which gets you into Cartesia, which gets you your full combo, right? Like, it's just like, it's just like running Nadir Servant in a body that doesn't lock you. Like, I think that's one that, like, Nadir Servant kind of got power crept with all these cards, I think, on some level. Because, like, I'd just rather run this. I'd rather run the Fallen and the Virtuous and Chaplain. At least in Branded. Like, this card's going first and going second potential is so insane. Yamato, what's up, bro? Branded forever, 3 Cartesia possibly? Maybe. I tend to hesitate on 3 Cartesia because it is sometimes bricky. We're at 18 likes, guys, right now. We're 76 people watching right now. I know we can get to 50 likes, guys. Smash that like button, guys. We're going to get into some... We can show off some combos. If we hit 50 likes, we'll show off some combos, but I'm just going to do some test hands now, so let's get into it. I think we're happy with this list. We can maybe try the Fleur-de-Lis thing, because with Punishment and Fleur-de-Lis, like, this is a very strong play. It's just, like, I don't think Punishment is, like, enough anymore, like, to be honest, especially in something, like, that locks you in this kind of build. Like, I'm good. All right, let's do some test hands. Alright, so I want to... Wait. I'm thinking, can I make this hand, like, relevant with what I'm trying to do? No, I just, like, actually want to test this card. So, we can just, like... simulate that hand we were just having. And then also, I do want to like see what, I mean, like the thing is about Stigmata is you don't make it on your end board. You make it in a grind game. So it's going to be like, I'll have to like dive into the grind game to make Stigmata like in these combos, because like there are combos that can go through Stigmata. I don't think like they're great, like in terms of the fact that I don't think you want to make Stigmata on like your ideal branded board. I think it's something that you make like turn 2, 3, 4, or on your opponent's turn kind of thing off of Albaz with Renbrum. I have 3 Mirror Jade. I have 2 Mirror Jade. I'm running 2 Mirror Jade because it's very good to have the second. Sometimes you just need the second to interact with like non-light or dark decks with Albaz. Is the Idol Lock optimal or can be replaced by something else? I mean, you could run Lad. I think it's optimal, but like obviously people have been running like if people can run or win regionals without it, it's like fine to not run it. I also think it helps with like the time issue, but you know. So like a hand like this just like gets absolutely insane. This is exactly what I was talking about before. So we'll just go visualize the hand and then we'll go into some more just like way more kind of test hands. Idol Lock is mid. I don't know, man. Every time I've Idol Locked, I've won the game this like since I've been testing. To be fair though, like I think with the format being less low, like with Obedience School gone, and like with VSK9 being worse, it definitely makes the Idol Lock like feel less necessary, because I felt just like for those types of cards, like you kind of just, it was just more optimal. I love the Stigmata Devouring Dragon in case Lubellion gets negated, and it feels pretty necessary if you choose to run Chaplain. Branded or Stigmata doesn't read too crazy, just compared to Malice Whitebinder, which was a huge part of the deck's game plan. Plus, this, I mean, like, Whitebinder is, like, the most broken card in Malice, comparing that. Like, we would never get a Malice like, Whitebinder is a triple DD Crow plus Soul Charge, right? Like, that card's insane. On top of getting a trap and drawing a card. Like, that's, like, the most broken boss monster you could have for a deck. Alright, so, like, for instance, like, we can go Aluber, and then they go Chain Imperm here. And then we chain Fallen The Virtuous. I can pop the Aluber, send the... We can send the Stigmata, or we could send the Titanclad. I think here we send Titanclad. And then Aluber is obviously in the graveyard now, but we could just go from here. Whether, like, it really just depends on, like, what else we have in our deck, right? Like, I think here we can get... I think Branded Lost is actually technically ideal. Especially going second, right? Like, because, once again, hop 1. Okay. Then the Titanclad forces an end phase, so that's the second. And then we get Lost, which is, like, the third. Once again, if we just have, like, Shrouded Dragon, like I mentioned before... Okay, we go Branded Lost. They pop it. Okay. Go... This is how you break a board with Branded, guys. It's just like, this is why I played Draco Tal too, is because you could board break through the engine, and now you can actually do it way better with Branded. Like, I do think this card is a 3-of if you play pure Branded, to be honest. And then we can go Retribution, get the Lost. And let's just say we get Ash here, for instance. And also, we probably should have High Spirits, if anything. I think if I had gone for High Spirits and I had the Shroud... Obviously, I just, like, had the... I added the Shrouded late, but, like, if we have Shrouded in hand, you should go for High Spirits there. Because then you just, like, go insane with your board. But, like, you know, even if we get Ashed on here, like, we still have whatever our draw is, plus Titanclad, which gets us an interruption. And hopefully, like, you have already, like, interrupted enough on their board to where an Albaz already gets you there. And then... I mean, to be honest, it's probably just like... Oh, it's probably Ecclesia, right? You can do Ecclesia. Is it Ecclesia? I'm trying to think, because we've already normaled. Oh no, this was supposed to be in my deck. And we've already gone, like, the one guy. I don't know. I don't think it's this, to be honest. It really doesn't matter, but like even with our draw, we could go Albion into that and then do that. Yeah, I guess we could do that. Like, it really doesn't matter. I would just hope this wouldn't be branded in red, which would be my discard, but like also it doesn't matter. Then get the Cartesia. Spin back, Shrouded, plus that, and then make Mirror Jade, and then special summon the Cartesia. Yeah, so we still need like another body to be fair, but I'm hoping we would have another body in this instance, especially if we were going first or going second, but yeah, I kind of want to reset that hand because we could have done that a lot better. Like, let's do test hands until we, like, draw it, basically. Okay, so this is a brick. Obviously, like, this would be, like, the one issue, or I guess, like, not having a normal summon, right? Like, but going second, I guess. Going second, it's pretty good. Like, this is a pretty good hand going second. Because, yeah, no, we just, like, win the game no matter what. Got 92 people in here. What's up, guys? Okay, let's get that. I guess we could also go, like, a Luber search it. That's also a thing about, like, Chaplain. Like, some people were like, oh, is Chaplain good at all? Okay, so let's just say, like... Yeah, we can just do this. Normal summon Cartesia, and this is what I'm talking about, like, opening Branded Fusion, just, like, being absolutely broken. The issue here, though, is we don't have a Dark, so we kind of have to do this awkwardly, to be honest. But, like, it's, like, fine. What would we send? Would we send Saranir? Just to get into things. Why are all my lines through Lubellion with this test hand? I don't like that. Also, I should probably send the or keep the Shrouded engraved, to be honest, and spin back the Albaz just in case. And then Mirror Jade. Go Chaplain effect, make him also send a card from his extra deck, and then I can send my card. Oh, if I had a Dogmatica in the graveyard, it gets kind of insane with this card, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we would just send, what, Albion, and then... It's just, like, a good extender, I guess. But, like, also, this hand was just awkward not having a Dark, and then I don't run Tragedy, so maybe I should be running Tragedy. I forgot we are on the pure build. Probably should be running it there. And then I really don't have anything to do with Chaplain here, so we're just testing to see, like, how good they are, right? But I mean, like, that's full branded. Chaplain is, like, fine. And, like, to be fair, though, that is the one issue, though, about, like, hard opening Branded Fusion sometimes, is, like, oh, do I have a Dark or not? Like, you typically like to go, like, normal Aluber, get the Dark in graveyard, so... Let me get Tragedy, because, like, Tragedy was kind of coming up there. Oh, no, we already have Tragedy. Okay, I just was not looking. Can you build a board with Idol Lock and Lad on your board? You don't need both, but... Idol feels win more, but Branded can outgrind most decks. I mean, sure. But, like, are you trying to double loss yourself? That's, like, my question. Alright, so we're gonna go back in. Yeah. Let's go fusion deployment. Reveal the Grand Wignall. Let's see where this goes. Opening, discarding the Saronir. Getting out to the Aluber. Chainlink 1 Aluber, Chainlink 2 Saronir, sending the... obviously the Retribution, and then Aluber will send, or get the High Spirits, I think, here? I think High Spirits is pretty solid here. Because it lets us just, like, Omega set up our graveyard. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Now you get to, like, do so much with your graveyard, too. Like, more than you already could. Just go, like, Shrouded. Just get to go for Branded Fusion, I guess. And then chain High Spirits. Doesn't really matter if you chain it there. Sending Titaniclad. And then here we can just search out... I mean, we already have Cartesia. It's just, like, kind of crazy. I guess we could go for the Ecclesia? So we have something to play through. Yeah, I kind of don't mind that. Low-key, I don't mind that. And then... this was also supposed to... no, that doesn't matter. Yep. And then get Branded Fusion to hand. At this point, if we get Ash, like, we still just have full combo. And that's why, like, Chaplain's also good. It's just, like, Nadir Serpent, just, like, playing through, right? Third Mirror Jade on the side. I mean, that's just the side deck. It's a test deck. It doesn't... that's not too important, but I understand. Now we can go... oh my gosh. Lag. DB lag. Branded Fusion. Obviously, at this point, we're getting to the Lubellion. Sending the Albaz plus Lubellion. Into the Albion. Albion Chainlink 1. Banishing the Albaz plus the Saronir. I'm just like, I want to play out some, like, kind of scenarios with this deck. And then send Ecclesia. Spinning back those two. Like, we could have just ended on Ecclesia too. That wouldn't have been a bad option. If we ended up getting Ash. Go out for the Lubellion. Lubellion effect. This would be your nib point, but you just, like, never lose to nib with how insulated you are. Where's my Branded Lost? Cartesia effect. Fusing off it and Aluber. Oh my god, this is just, like, absolutely nuts. We get this plus this. Get into the... I mean, I think we just get Mercurier because of how free it is. And then we could also send... it really just depends. Because we could send Stigmata to get the Mercurier. Also, oh... dude, I wish this special summoned a Dogmatica. If you could just special summon Ecclesia, this would be so much better. This would be absolutely crazy, terrifyingly good. I mean, I have Albaz in the graveyard. I get to send Albaz. Sorry, I'm just losing track. I'm sending Ido. Off of the Grand Guignol, because now we have the Chaplain. Go Chaplain effect. And also, if he sends anything at this point, obviously we can Mercurier it, but, like, I really, even if it was an Entis, I don't know how much I'd care about that. And then here we can send, whether it's, like, the Abelonatus for more crackback. This is why I'm like, we could have sent Stigmata for Mercurier. I'm trying to think, like, is there a world where I do that? Because we don't have another card. Oh, I should run Garura with this. If I ran Garura, this card would be kind of insane. I forgot, you should run Garura with this card. Because I could just, like, draw a card, right? Like, off stuff. Also, does this mention Albaz? I wish it mentioned Albaz. But yeah, no, Garura would be kind of crazy here. And then whatever end phase. And we just have, like, the fullest of full combos. So, Abelonatus, get ourselves a second Branded Fusion for the crackback. Go Cartesia to hand. Go Ecclesia to hand. Go Titaniclad. Summon out Quem effect, yes, to the Albaz in graveyard. Man, imagine, like, I wish I had Femina for boards like this. Like, Femina goes crazy on these boards. And then what? We could go branded, or sorry, red. And then, now, you're like, okay, we would want to set red here, but if we already had access to red, which I would have been able to get if I had draw one off a Chaplain, I would have gotten red plus Fallen. So, like, I would have just went Chaplain, send Garura, draw a card, and I would have search kit off of Merc, set Devouring Dragon off of the whatever it was. Yeah, so I would have been able to get that, I believe, but yeah, no. So, like, obviously we'll keep testing hands, but this is just, like, the simplest branded board of all time. It's just, like, slightly augmented. Now, would we want to make Stigmata in this situation? Like, that's the thing, like, ideally, our opponent, like, normal summons a monster, like, normal summon Larry or whatever, obviously, and then Mirror Jade, send the Rinbrum to the graveyard, banish it, and then you can... I mean, it really just depends on what you want to do here. This is why I kind of like... Because if we keep the Cartesia in hand, we then trigger the Quem to summon the Cartesia. And that's, like, better for the lock a lot of the time. That's why it's actually sometimes just better to keep the Cartesia if you're locking in the graveyard if you only have one. Because then you make the or we already have the Gwignall. I guess it doesn't really matter, so I don't know why I would be doing that. But I kind of want to get the Mirror Jade in the graveyard to loop it. So that's why I'm doing that anyway. But yeah, let's just reset that and talk to chat a minute. If you have Cartesia in rotation, would you send Ecclesia instead of Albaz when summoned off a Titan Cloud? You mean summon? I feel like for that strat, 2 Albaz is... I mean, I think with, like, this card, you want to be running 3 Albaz. I just lost a Treasure Panda FTK. That's crazy. Can we explore the Fallen as a new combo piece? I wonder if there are optimal lines that use the revive. I mean, there might be, like, a crazy 3-card combo that does that. I mean, like, there's definitely, like, Christia lines and stuff like that. I'm just, like, not really interested in the Christia lines, to be honest. But we can possibly try that out. What would you guys want to see on that? Here, also, I do want to throw on a video for a minute, and then we're going to keep testing that, because I do want to... I want to see what other people's opinion on this card is, and we're going to keep doing test hands, so don't worry. But let's watch Galzo's video, because I did not watch that before. Oh, wait. We have the new Fallen of Albaz anime episode. We're going to watch Galzo's video, then we're going to watch the new... Oh, no. We can watch the gameplay. How about we watch the gameplay? Fallen, or Cartesia linked this gameplay where... So... Jesus. All these hands have just, like, Branded Fusion on it. Just, like, makes everything so much easier. I'm trying to get... So, this is playable for sure. Going first, going second. I'm trying to find a Chaplain. Or, yeah, okay. We got Fallen in the White. Or Fallen in the Virtuous. So, in a hand like this, obviously, I think when you have High Spirits and Sarnier, you like to play around Troll a lot of the time. Like, this is just, like, the freest, like, High Spirits of all time. And send Sarnier to the graveyard here, sending Titaniclad, and then we can get the free Shrouded Dragon, and then trigger the Sarnier in the graveyard to then send a Branded Retribution to the graveyard, and then get... go to main phase, and then here we can just go Albion, sending... I mean, we already have Branded Fusion, so it's just kind of funny at this point. Like, what are we even recurring with Retribution, to be honest? I guess it would just be Branded in red, and then we just try to dodge an Imperm or something on something. But, like, we don't have anything else, so I guess just we send this and then do something about that later. Because I guess we do... Yeah, no, this makes sense. Because if we get Ash on Branded Fusion, this makes a lot of sense. Also, this was supposed to go to the bottom, and I was supposed to draw cards, so whatever. Second Branded Fusion, Pog. And normal Ecclesia, or sorry, Cartesia. I guess we could also wait on that, but I think we normal that here. And then go Branded Fusion. If they ash us, we are, like, quite literally fine. We still have, like, basically full combo plus the Virtuous, which is also another, like, good aspect of this card. Like, if we just get hand trapped, like, this is a great card to just, like, end on, right? Which is a pretty solid thing, like, on its own. So, go Branded Fusion. I kind of want to make, like, Stigmata plays live. So I guess we just, like, send Ecclesia. Since we already... But, I like... No, we need Lubellion. Lubellion is, like, always just what you send here. If you already have Lubellion in rotation, fair enough. Fuse. Bam. Bam. And, like, obviously, if he imperms... I mean, like... I have so many different options here. But... do I want to discard? Or I guess, yeah, we could just discard this card as a way, like, if we didn't get impermed, right? And then we can end up setting one in the end phase. Yeah, that makes sense. Go for the Mirajid. Tribute off for the Lubellion. Didn't mean to declare it. That's not a declare. Go effect. They would nib us there if they had a nib. And once again, we don't... You don't really care about nib by that point unless you have a... You were already hand trapped. You can go Cartesia effect, fuse off the Lubellion plus herself, and then summon out the Gringwignall. Go lost 2, and at this point, we can just get the kit or the Ecclesia. But there's really no point in going Ecclesia since we already normaled the Cartesia. So we can just get the kit. And then off of Gringwignall, we are going to send, I guess, the Ido. Because we have everything, right? Or no, we could actually just send Stigmata to get Mercurier. I kind of like that. Because then I just, like, make a Gringwignall on his turn, right? And I get more out of my interruptions because then I just go kit effect, special summon itself, go kit effect. Getting me back the Branded Retribution, spinning back the Branded Fusion in hand, and then set Branded in red, set Branded Retribution, and this end phase is about to go nuts. So go Stigmata effect, search out Mercurier to prevent anything else, like... And then go Titaniclad. And we can summon out the Quem. Quem send Albaz. And then we can go Albion effect, sending the setting the Virtuous. And wow, that's an insane unboard, and I don't even have lock in rotation, right? I mean, obviously I just, like, drew full combo, but having this kind of board is pretty nuts. I think Stigmata just fits in too as like Stigmata is also just a great send, right? I can when I go Branded Retribution on my opponent's turn, I can obviously just spin it back. And then that's an Omni Negate. I can go, you know, send the Rinbrum, banish, so I can connect the Albaz in the graveyard. You know, I can go Fallen the Virtuous to send a Titaniclad once again. And then crack his board with an Albaz, so I didn't even need the Ecclesia. Like, okay. Like, you guys are like, oh, you missed out on the special summon Ecclesia. Nah, I'm just getting to the Albaz anyway. Like, we were never not. And then obviously Quem can trigger and summon the Cartesia effect, fuse off Mirajid, and then we just start choosing our opponent. Getting Shrouded, I guess, and then sending the Ido. And then go Branded in red. Oh wait, no, we don't go Branded in red here because we want to use Rinbrum first. Like, ideally, you want to go Rinbrum before you Branded in red your Albaz, so you don't just banish it. And then you go, Or sorry, no, you're supposed to special summon it, obviously. And then discard the Shrouded. Fuse off whatever. Like, make a Chaos Star. Or, oh, this is how you make the Stigmata. This is how you make the Stigmata, right? You take out 2 bodies. Holy shit. And then you can go Stigmata. Holy shit. And then you go Stigmata effect, fuse back 2 from either banished or their graveyard, right? Like, okay, holy shit. That just got real. We are gonna spin back, I guess, Renbrum plus one of their, like, Smigers in graveyard. Yeah, we just removed 2 bodies, and we still have, like, obviously now we can go, we still have the lock in rotation, so we never use red in this combo. Then we can go red, taking the Albaz. And we still have a pop, by the way. Spinning back, or banishing one of the Gwignalls at this point. Go for Sanctifier. We're under Branded Lost, by the way, so they can't respond. Target Mirror Jade, target Ido. Lock our opponent. And now we get to go Mirror Jade again. If they have another monster, and then we also have Mercurier, and then we have the Fallen The Virtuous, which then gets us, I guess, the Albalinatus, dude. And then in the end phase, we just get Albalinatus, Titanclad. Like, it's just, oh, these cards add so much meat to the bone for the branded combo, to be honest. That's why I love it. Like, it actually just, like, quote-unquote insulates things. Incredible Ecclesia is just kind of mid. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know if we need Ecclesia. Like, genuinely, guys, like, you might be able to not even run this card, if I'm being honest. I could be wrong, but, like, I think if you're running 3 of those cards, it's just, like, worth it to run, especially if you have... It's just, like, it's like running Golden Sword Soul. Like, you were always just like, oh, this is, like, a spicy tech. Like, I understand it's a brick, but it's a brick that can recur itself and pay for itself and actually do some cool things. You know, some games you might lose because you have it. Some games you might win because of it, kind of thing, with, you know, augmenting branded ceiling with bricks like that. But I think it gets a lot better. It makes the Fallen the Virtuous more alive, because if we had Ecclesia in that situation, we could also revive off of that quick play spell, right? Like, I wish I had... Maybe I should have had Ecclesia in rotation. That it would have been better to have Ecclesia. Maybe, like, I think I could have made that combo. That was just off the cuff. Like, I could... If I had gone through Ecclesia, maybe it would have been better. Because then I would have kept the Titanclad in the graveyard and then had Ecclesia, so... Would regular Ecclesia for Chaplain be better? Nah. This thing, someone's fallen to Valbaz. This is what you want to run in Branded. What's up, Solomon Yugioh? What's up, my goat? That's insane. Also, finally, you can pop MJ in the spell and trap card zone with the new spell. Holy shit! Oh! Yo, thank you. Thank you for that, Frosty saying. Nice to see you, goat. It's been a minute. Community legend, Frosty saying. Yeah, no, also, that's huge. That was something we could not do before. If we just got, like... If we got fucking Flamebirds, we were just... It was like an FTK on Mirror Jade. That's crazy. Can you explain why no Foolish Burial? Just to make it 50. Like, what else am I cutting for it, kind of thing. I want everything else. I think, like, the Saronir ratios and the Shrouded ratios are way too important with running 3 High Spirits. I also think Bestials are crazy this format. So, because of Mitsurugi being one of the best decks. So, I'm a big fan of getting the deck to a clean 50 that doesn't brick, and 51 just, you know, makes it ever so slightly more inconsistent. No Brandon White. I don't think we need it with the Fallen and the Virtuous. Like, Brandon White was my extender / like board breaker, and this does both, and I can set it to pop a card. Like, I actually think this is, like, if I get Ashed and I have this, I'm like fine a lot of the time, kind of thing. And I'm on 2 Albaz. I'm not on Grass, so, like, I honestly don't think I need it. Also, I could remove Called By, frankly, for Foolish, and then because, like, but I still think Called By is, like, great this format. And I think it's really good in Branded Despia because, like, you're so much more choke pointed into the Branded Fusion than, like, Branded Draco, because then you have the other Draco Tau cards. I could just remove the Chaplain. Honestly, I don't think the Chaplain's that crazy. But, like, also what's the nice thing about Foolish Burial, right, is it's a 1-card combo, so That's what I'm saying with like some, like maybe I should run called or remove called by. Like maybe it's like one thrust, if anything. I just feel like called by is crazy this format with like Herald and stuff like that. I just want to have a good going second though. That's what my issue is. I just like, you know, you can always solve the going second in branded with you know, your side deck kind of thing. I think you should always like try to focus on consistency kind of thing. Like obviously take going second into account, but I think consistency is king with branded, to be honest, especially like in a format with games 2 and 3. Like if you're in Master Duel, I think it gets slightly different. Also, Super Poly is just insane now, I'm not gonna lie. Like, do I even need to run Mud Dragon anymore? Like, that's the question. Like, I think Stigmata just becomes our best Super Poly target now, if I'm being honest. What's the custom card? That's the new branded spell, Solomon Yugioh. Bro, we got a going second. We got a Book of Eclipse / going second branded High Spirits. It's crazy. So yeah, let's go back in. That was an insane board. By the way, this all gets more insane with Branded Draco. With regular Ecclesia for chat. How are you tomorrow? I'm going to pre-release tournament. Gonna get Magistus Dragatel. Hell yeah, good luck with that, dude. So... I mean, obviously if I have... Like, just imagine this isn't Ido, but, like, this is the Fallen The Virtuous. Oh my god. This hand gets stupid. Like, okay, branded opening. Discard Retribution. I guess. Summon out Aluber. Go Aluber effect. Do they have Imperm? Chain Fallen the Virtuous. Pop Aluber. Send Titaniclad. I'm always sending Titaniclad probably here, especially if I have Branded Fusion. And then Aluber gets me... What does Aluber get me? It probably just, funny enough, it might just get me another copy of that fucking card in this situation. Which is really funny. I mean, we could get Branded. Or no, I think it's Branded Red because we have the Titanclad. That just, like, makes Aluber plus this card is insane, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, obviously I already have Branded Fusion, but, like... If I had, like, High Spirits line, or if I had a Dragon, it's, like, the same thing without hard opening the Branded Fusion, because then I just go High Spirits and get the Titanclad in the graveyard anyway. Yeah, okay, so, and then we have Ash. We just still fucking win the game, but... Albaz. Guy. Bam, bam, bam. Discard just to get it back, right? Or do we want to be cute about it? There's nothing. We can just discard the thrust because I think we can get Virtuous in the unphase. Summoning out Mirror Jade by spinning back. And then Tribute over, Albion for the Lubellion. The new card reminds me of OSS Snake Eyes Ash, holy shit. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the card is really insane. I'm not sure if it's on that level, but I appreciate that kind of enthusiasm, trust me. I just think, like, Imperm, like, you got, like, Imperm on Aluber was our biggest issue. Like, I always said, like, I wish we had Verte. Well, now we don't lose to Imperm on Aluber as long as we open up this card. I do think it's a 3-of from testing. I don't know. I just, like, always want to see this card in Pure Branded. Like, my issue with Pure Branded and why I've been on Draco Tal Branded is that Pure Branded can't break boards with Engine. It can't. Okay. Branded can't break every board with Engine. Like, there are just some decks you can't, especially with, like, the combinations of hand traps. So, like, the Draco Tal engine just, like, really helps you push through that. On top of, like, insulating, like, your combo lines pretty well with the cards overlapping, but... Wait, I'm sorry. Why is this banished? Oh, so I also fucked up, but... Yeah, I could have... I mean, it doesn't matter. It literally really does not matter. This is just like standard branded combo, so go end phase. We already have red, so now we can just set a Fallen The Virtuous off of the branded, or the Albion, and now we can go Titaniclad, summon the Quem effect. I guess this kind of sucks. But, like, because this is a combo without Cartesia at all, because we didn't get Branded Lost in rotation. But that's why I'm like, we probably should have just got Branded Lost off of Aluber. I think Branded Lost off of Aluber gets you more, actually. But, and we could also... No, that doesn't do it, but yeah. No, we still have like a lot here, though. Can the new spell card target itself? I think it's one other face-up card. No, yeah, you can destroy itself. I don't know why you would, but... All right. So... Yeah, this is just like another just nice hand with this card going second. I just feel way more confident in breaking boards with this card, which is nice, and even going first, right? I'm still like helping myself dodge imperm and stuff like that. This hand's just super gassy, so I'm like always dodging imperm on this hand, but get the Saronir. Go Shrouded Dragon. Since we do play around Droll, even if they Droll us, we just go Deployment and play under Droll. Get our Branded Fusion under Droll. Go Shrouded Dragon. Draw a card. Awesome. Called by. Wonderful. High Spirits. Or sorry, Fusion Deployment. Reveal the Grand Guignol. Summon out the Cartesia. I'll try to get Ecclesia in this combo. And then go Cartesia effect, and... Does it matter? Well, okay, funny enough. So funny, guys. If I get impermed here... Okay, let's just say I get impermed here. Okay. Fallen the Virtuous. Like, I do it afterwards because I don't want to fuse these guys, but, like... This is gonna be big brain. Sending Titanclad, and then because of that, now I can go Saronir, banishing the Cartesia, summon Saronir, tribute over Saronir for Lubellion in the graveyard. Now we have better access to summoning Saronir to like play around hand traps. Then we go Saronir effect, sending Branded Fusion to the graveyard. Hell yeah, dude. Declare Branded Retribution, get Branded Fusion to the hand. And while we have Branded Lost, all like while playing around hand traps, right? Like it even helps with Cartesia, that card on Imperm, and then go Branded Fusion. And since we already have, this is a very obvious Ecclesia hand because you can very just like easily send. You can just like do this, banish. Trying to think if I want to even discard the Chaplain or not. Oh, hold up. If this was Dogmatica Ecclesia, I could discard Chaplain, add it back to my hand. I just still think this card's better for us, though. But, like, that's a cool interaction. But, like, obviously I just had, like, the Heart Open Chaplain, so it doesn't matter. Let's just pretend the called by is a blank, right? I would not probably discard called by in this situation. It's a pretty good interruption, all things considered. Also, why is this still here? Also, I should be triggering out the Branded Lost. Getting... I guess we already got the Cartesia. So that's the thing about, like... the Albion here. Now I'm like, wait, how do I get rid of it? Did I already normaled, so maybe I should have done it differently. Oh, that's the thing. I could also use Fallen The Virtuous to pop my own Albion that's like stuck on the board or something like that. That's kind of a neat interaction. I guess I should have just went Lubellion with this line then. So I kind of messed that up. Oh, I could have just added back the quick. Okay, so if I had added back the quick play. Okay, so that's why Chaplain's really nice with this. Like, I just discard Chaplain and get back the card. It's like I was talking about before. Yeah, no, that's okay, so that hand was actually like insane. Fallen the Virtuous. Yeah, even on like so like this card makes like my half hat. Like, let's just say this is my hand going first, and you're like, this is a brick going first. Well, like, okay. Reveal Grand Guignol. Go. Cartesia. Fuse. They're definitely going to wait for the Grand Guignol to imperm, probably, right? Let's just say they imperm it. Okay, Fallen the Virtuous. Destroy. Sending Titaniclad, and then off the Grand Guignol, send the Albion, and then... Awesome. Like, right? Like, great. Now we can go, whatever, set or called by. Go Unphase. Discard, or go Titanclad. We just have full combo here, which we normally wouldn't, also. With just Ecclesia, Cartesia, no, you don't have full combo with those. Now you do. Dude, Chaplain probably should be a 3 of then, by the way, guys. Like, if you're playing 3 of these things, you could just run 3 Chaplain, always discard them, and just always recur it. I don't know. That sounds kind of broken to me. That's just me, though. Okay, then we go Ecclesia. And then, I guess, this. And then, yeah, we just pass to our opponent. We do our thing, right? And also, we could wait for our opponent to do something, get the second Quem on the board so that they can't play around the first Quem. And then we could also just go Quem effects and the Cartesia. Oh wait, does this dude? If this mentioned Fallen of Albaz, holy fuck! You know, I don't think that would have mattered really there, but yeah. Yeah, Albaz. I mean, this is kind of like not. We don't have any darks in rotation, to be fair, but this is still like better than nothing. Chain block. And then we can banish these two for Borreload. Go Borreload, pop the Albion, and then chain Cartesia. If we need to. You don't need to pop the Borreload, you could just pop the Quem instead, but if they have enough monsters, obviously, then just like, also, yeah, no, this is how it should have been. And then you get Borreload, Chaos Star Source, which isn't bad. If we had any darks in rotation, this also becomes Mirror Jade plus Renbrum, which is like more interruptions. Yeah, no, this card's actually kind of broken in conjunction with this card, though. I don't know. Every time, like, it's just like Ketu, or it's just like Rahu. I want to see the, like, I always want to see this card in my hand. I gotta approve this man for the spreadsheet. Give me 1 second. All right. Oh, I could have summoned Sanctifier. Yeah, I think the Sanctifier line would have been better there for sure. I mean, it depends, right? Like, because I think the Borreload Chaos is more layered than I think the Sanctifier Lock immediately loses to a Called By, whereas the Chaos Star Source Borreload line does not. So, like, it's really just... Remember, guys, it's what I talk about in my last deck profile. Don't tunnel vision the lock. I think in that situation, it was not correct to go for the lock unless he has so much advantage that you cannot play through that board with a Borreload Chaos, right? That's just kind of the situation that you always have to assess and see, like, weigh the pros and cons in real time during your matches. What's up, Sebastian? I have no clue where I get I mean, someone made me those field centers. What's up, Joe Blunt? Nice to see you. Is Dogmatico Chaplain worth it so far? What's up, Jam Buds? I do think it's quite a good one of. I wish it's unsearchable, which I don't like, so, like, maybe we could run the other Dogmatico. Like, is there a point? This card is special summon from the extra deck. If this card is normal summon, you can add one Dogmatico card. Dude, like, I'm being honest, guys. Like, I actually think this card could be better than this. Like, I kind of just want to test it. Just to see. We're going to test both Ecclesias and just see if... Because when you run this Ecclesia with Dogmatico Chaplain, like, that's insane. But it doesn't mention Fallen of Albaz, so this card's, like, not searchable. So now that I think about it, it's probably unplayable. When's the drop date for the new set? Are you talking about the structure decks? It's October 25th. Enjoy the support mostly because Dogmatico is one of my favorite archetypes. Yeah, this card's like almost as good for Dogmatico as it is for Branded. Arguably, possibly better. Hello, Branded Squared. Okay, where are we cooking? What's up, Angra? Nice to see you. Branded White for Albo System with Branded Central Dogmatico for OTK. I don't think that's worth it, but it is an option. Chaplain is a Dogmatico card for a reason, so Window Lock can win the game. I have no clue what has to do with Window Lock. No Fulos, so 3 per... I mean, this side deck's, like, quite literally meaningless. It's just a testing side deck. This is, like... This is my first post, like, structure deck list, but, like, the side deck is for testing purposes. Everyone keeps asking me about that, though, so, like... I might as well just, like, adjust that. Because I don't want people to get confused. You know what? I do want to. I want to test the Ecclesia, dude. Because, dude, imagine it just siding one, Dogmatico Punishment. It's a pop, dude. It's a pop. It's a pop. Why doesn't this card mention Fallen of Albaz game? Also, we could run Nadir now, right? I think Nadir Servant's technically better, than Fusion Duplication now in my build. So, I've heard Nadir is a bad card, though. I'm just kidding. It's a great card. No Brandon White. I'm not happy about Brandon White in this deck. Where's our custom Despia card to contact Fuse? I know. We can only ask for so much. I mean, this card was kind of it solved a lot of issues in my opinion. Like, I'm not even clickbaiting on that when I say that. Like, it is... Like, prove me wrong, right? Like, what were we losing to before? Imperm on Aluber. Going second. What does this fix? Imperm on Aluber. Going second. Konami cooked. I think this card is better than Stigmata, but, like, as we saw, Stigmata is arguably, like, more utility than this card, like, in grind games. Like, Stigmata is kind of insane. This card just from our combos, like, the fact you can make this off a Rinbrum makes it so, like, this is now your best Rinbrum target. It's just a light or dark monster plus effect monster on either side of the field, right? Or no, it has to be both monsters. Wait, with Albaz, you can... So when you guys answer this for me for a ruling question, when I go Fallen of Albaz, I'm pretty sure I can use my own effect monster if I want to, or light or dark as long as my opponent has the other one. That's how it should be, because with Alba Lineatus on summon, I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Or summoning Alba Lineatus off of Albaz, that's how it works, right? How's the new support, Jam Buds? New support's incredible in my opinion. We were talking about this before, and I'll clip it later for a video, but I also made a video today. I think the Fallen the Virtuous is one of the best support cards we could have honestly asked for out of a quick play spell. Like, this card is very good on its own, and it's highly searchable in our deck, guys. Like, this is a card like decks might side deck to like board break on some level. I don't think any meta decks will, but like decks that can like Draco Tal honestly should do this. But if they're running the branded package, obviously, and then Dogmatica and maybe some stun decks, I think. But we have it as a searchable target to just like pop a card, like extend, dodge imperm, like it's very solid. This is probably what my side deck or my extra deck would look like. I don't know about Alba Lineatus. Like, we don't necessarily need it, but once again, I think you just need targets for Fallen and the Virtuous when you're running it 3. So, like, how many do we have? Like, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, yeah, we have enough. Yeah, we have 10. Yeah, we have 10 Albaz names. And in Branded Draco Tal, like, for instance, I'll go to my Branded Draco Tal list here. We have... that's my earlier one. Yeah, this is my newer one that I was testing earlier. If you guys want to see where I'm at with Branded Draco Tal, this is where I'm at. This is pre-structure deck, but for instance, you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 Albaz targets, so like I feel like that spell card gets worse in this kind of deck. Like, I think, for instance, you would run the Virtuous in this build. Like, we could just... For the Branded Draco Tal enjoyers, we could try to, like, adjust the list for this. Do you guys want to see that at all? Like, would we run Fallen in the Virtuous and Stigmata? I don't think I'd run Stigmata in this build. I don't think I'd run Ecclesia in this build. I think, like... I'd be hard-pressed to run any more than one copy of this card, but I think it's a very good one copy in this card in this deck, for instance. Because now I could take out Branded in white and have another set off of Albion in the end phase that's pretty good, and then also it's just a good draw. This is what it would look like. This is what it would look like after. Like, do you guys, like, would you guys disagree with that with Branded Draco Tal? Like, because Branded Draco Tal, you already have the board breaking option through Rahu, Draco Tal, and Ketu. Like, this is why you run it. And like, so now I'm like thinking, do we drop the Draco Tal stuff at all? Because of, you know, like, if this card answers the like what Draco Tal was doing for us, but I still think the Draco Tal cards are such high card quality that they're still quite, like, usable and branded. I just think that this card might, like, lean towards you running more of a pure build, but also, once again, as I was just saying, I think it's quite, like, you would still run one copy in Branded Draco. I don't know why you wouldn't. This card's just so free in this build. Still. We'll take 1 year to get to MD, probably. Huxum with the fire emojis. Angra, mind you, adjust your plays accordingly to the situations you are in. Very difficult to do. You need to discipline, not tunnel vision. Exactly, Angra. And it's very easy to tunnel vision with Branded because you aren't just, like, turning off your brain with hand traps with this deck. You're always just, like, full gas with having to think out your plays and not misplay. And it is a mid-range deck kind of at the end of the day, like, at heart. So, like, you still have to not misplay with Branded, or else you can get really, like, this is why Draco Tal doesn't top when it's probably the best deck. Like, it doesn't top as much as, like, Yummy, because it's just, like, a lot easier to fuck up on Draco Tal than it is Yummy, because Draco Tal has, like, 5 plays in a turn, right? Like, it's very low to the ground. It's voiceless voice. So if you fuck up on one of those 5 plays, 20, you know, you lose so much, like, of your momentum that you were doing to grind game and win that game. That's why a lot of people, like, fail to shut out games with Draco Tal, because, like, you really just have to play that deck, like, perfectly at the high end to effectively do it. That's, like, why Jesse Khan got to top with it. That's why, like, Santoli does very well with it. And that's why I think people struggle with the branded Draco Tal version, frankly. Like, some people love it, some people hate it. I think the people who love it are just very, like, they know branded like the back of their hand, and that's not, like, a bad thing. It's just, like, when people have been asking me a lot over the last few days since I've uploaded a branded Draco Tal and a regular branded Despia list, I've been telling people, play the deck you're more comfortable with, because we have Annie, shout out to Annie Hoy, like, the branded GOAT. She won with pure branded Despia, so there's no reason not to run pure branded Despia, in my opinion. But I think that, especially with this new support, man, like, it's fucking crazy. Like, this genuinely might make it the better variant again, in my opinion. But, you know, branded Draco Tal is doing quite well as well, so, like, you can run either or. I just think, like, this build I'm definitely gonna screw around with. Don't I get locked by this card? I don't like getting locked by this card. I mean, we'll test it, but... Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty solid hand. Going first, or going second, this isn't as good. That's why I kind of like the Draco Tal card sometimes, but, like, this might still get me there, frankly. It's just going first, it's a bit of a brick. Alright, well, perfect. Example of what I mean, just normal summon the Luber, dodge Imperm, do your thing. And then we can go Branded Fusion. Now, we could go Cartesia, but, like, I don't think that works here as well as we'd want it to. If we had ran Secretarion, we wouldn't even be able to get there. But if we had more insulated graveyard, Secretarion might be pretty good here. It's just, like, resummon the Cartesia, like, make it off of Albion, but I don't have another spellcaster in rotation, so I can't quite do that. That's why, like, Secretarion and, like, all those kind of lines just, like, end up just not being that good, in my opinion. Like, when you see these branded Draco lists popping, or these, they're playing simple, guys. They, you know, they're just... And then what? Lubellion. It's just, like, the same combos before, basically, except I do get the Fallen the Virtuous, since I just hard opened it, which also is, like, not bad, right? You get to set the Fallen the Virtuous, set whatever my super poly, it doesn't really matter, we're probably just gonna keep this in hand because it's a blank. Go unfizz, summon the Quem. Go Quem effect, Sun Albaz, I guess, yeah. This is where I wish I had... I mean, maybe we could do Cartesia to, like, get the second Quem. Right? Like, we could just... Instead of going for... Yeah, I actually like that. Sending Cartesia, and then maybe I'm overthinking this. I think I am, but... And then activate the Albion, set the Branded in red. And then pass. Let our opponents do anything. Go Mirror Jades. Like, send the Renbrum. Not to the banish pile. We can't do that. Trigger the Quem. Special summon. Go Cartesia effect. And... well, that's the issue here, because then we have to, like, rely on our opponent in order to trigger Grand Guignol here, which kind of sucks. And I wish I could, like, I needed a way to send Elbaz off of Grand Guignol, honestly. Jeez, or, like, my deck would be so much better if that was the case. I mean, I guess I could also... oh, wait, no, I could just do it like this. I could send Shrouded. Search Elbaz. That's kind of neat. Yeah, no, that works. Holy shit. And then... cool. Now, obviously, our opponent can do anything here, but we do have, like, the Fallen The Virtuous. To pop another card, which gets us to whatever Stigmata at the end phase. It'd probably be Albalanetus just to get the Fallen of Elbaz. Or, sorry, the follow-up Branded Fusion, but then we obviously have Branded Red here, too. Yeah, so to then target the Shrouded for follow-up and then banish off the Elbaz plus probably, I guess, this. Still to make this. And then discard whatever our blank in hand and fuse back Elbaz plus. And if we have another discard, then this is kind of why we also like the second Mirror Jade too, right? Because then we can use the second Mirror Jade and send a Stigmata, and then we're just loading up our graveyard for an insane amount of follow-up. Because then we can... and also, obviously... oh, wait, no, I don't have the access to Elbaz. Huh. If there was a way to get access to Elbaz with this hand, it would have been better. Oh, I guess, like, the access to Elbaz would be them triggering the Grand Guignol, go Grand Guignol effect, summon out the second Quem, right? That's what we were doing. Like, this hand also sometimes, like, relies on your opponent to trigger Guignol, but we were able to be a lot more proactive about that, and then we can just go Renbrum, right? If we have the extra card in hand. Banish, summon Elbaz, which is our best interruption. You can also just, you know, if we have the draw, discard, and then... this is why we need more options, because we've already gone through our whole extra deck, right? Oh, wait, this was not supposed to be that. That's why, like, I like Chaos Star Source and Borolo Dragon to, like, feed off of each other. And, in this situation, when you've already, like, you can go end phase, right? And then go Stigmata. We get a Mercurier, which is just, like, incredible follow-up, on top of... I mean, this is the more incredible follow-up, just getting a second Branded Fusion here. Wait, am I not running 2 Branded Fusion in this build? No, I mean, I get... okay, whatever. I mean, I guess we get Fusion Deployment. Oh, well. Oh, well. And then we get this. Dude, I wish you could recur this in the graveyard, though, at the end phase. And then we just kill them, right? This is Exil 6. How's it going? Is this a 3-of card? I think it is. In pure Branded Despia, I don't see why this card wouldn't be a 3-of. Like, this card's so free in your deck. It's like High Spirits, but, like, you don't even need a card in hand to use it. It's like High Spirits, but you can use it with a Luber. Imagine using High Spirits with a Luber. I could never imagine that kind of reality. I do think this guy's a low cope, so I'm gonna put that back on the side. I could see myself wanting to go like 45 though. In this kind of build, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know though. Like, would I ever want to go to 1 High Spirits maybe? Because this card's just High Spirits, right? Like I feel like High Spirits comes up less now. Like, am I crazy for thinking that? Like, we could actually, low-key, guys, we could go to a build like this. Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't this be crazy? But it makes our deck more consistent. I just think this card's basically High Spirits, right? It does like everything High Spirits does for the deck, but I mean, not everything, but like, I don't know. I guess High Spirits does unbrick the deck, but like we're running like 45. I'm not bricking on this build. Like you just don't brick at 45. I got all these playable hands. Holy shit, they're all playable. Like 45 branded is really the sweet spot. I remember someone who played branded told me that one time, like 45's the sweet spot, and I see why the more I play 45, because you just never brick. No Droplet or Allura. Droplet's bad in the TCG. Joe Blunt, I know you mainly play Master Duel, but there are some significant differences, and just, you know, the non-engine because of the different meta decks, right? Like, I think Droplet's not great into the current decks in TCG. Like, what are you dropletting, guys? A Herald with your spells? Yeah. It's just, like, better. Like, some people are running Herald, but that's... Or, sorry, some people are running the Droplet. But in Branded, I think Super Poly is just super better. Crazy, that almost looks like my deck. Hell yeah. I mean, ignore my side deck, but... I really do think... Because, okay... From the testing, High Spirits not coming up. From the testing, High Spirits completely win more. Like, it is there, but like, why am I bricking myself at 50 when I could run 45 not brick and still break boards? Like triple thrust, triple super poly, triple fallen and virtuous. I'm breaking every board, dude. If I see one of these cards, not every board, but I don't know. Like, I could run a lure. Like, you could go 50, run a lure, but I think that's too many spells. And not enough darks. I could even run one Quem. Like, the second Quem wasn't really coming up. It came up in that one hand, but, like, honestly, I do like the double Quem in this deck, so I kind of want to keep it. I'm just, like... I could run Book of Eclipse or something, but I don't like it. Speaking of which, Jambud says, I think that it's better than Book of Eclipse for Branded, going first with no downsides. That's what I've been saying, dude. It's crazy how good it is. Like, people are like, it's not a 3 of, guys, when we ran Book of Eclipse at 3, and this is just a strictly better Book of Eclipse. Like, Book of Eclipse at the high end can wipe a board, but, like, you aren't clearing the bodies, and you aren't extending, so it requires more of a hand. And I think, I mean, Book of Eclipse also has a different interaction point with double Veiler or something like that, but, like, that's not consistent enough. We'll be doing Branded Dracotel with 3 Fallen Virtuous. That's the thing, this is probably just fine in that deck. Right, you can still, like, dodge Impermon Lucius, right? You go Lucius effect, chain Fallen Virtuous, okay. But then it's also worse for that reason, because, like, great, I can't fuse off my Lucius now off of the Thymina I just searched. If you're still running Lucius and Branded Draco. Because I don't think, really, I'll be running this card post, like, Frixel. I mean, I've just been liking the double Quem even in Branded Draco. Double Quem just... I don't want to lose a game because I don't have double Quem. Like, it just comes up too much in the lock version. Yeah, guys. No, I appreciate everyone coming through to the stream, guys. We're still chilling. I also uploaded a short on this card earlier. Did you guys end up watching it?